Hello, and warm welcome to GP Podcast. I'm really glad you could join me.
You know, the tech world has been absolutely buzzing the last few weeks with some huge headlines. But what if I told you that beneath all that noise, there's a secret chess game being played? A game for the entire future of artificial intelligence. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover the hidden story that ties it all together.
You see, two massive things happened at almost the exact same time. And on the surface, yeah, they look totally unrelated, but they're not. They are absolutely part of the same chessboard. These are calculated, deeply connected moves in a game where the stakes couldn't be higher. So let's dive in and break it down.
Okay, to really get what's going on here, you have to look at these two events as two sides of the very same coin. On one side, you've got this enormous partnership, and on the other, a secret hardware project that was pretty much born out of sheer desperation.
So first, there's the deal. Apple strikes a huge, multi-year partnership to weave Google's Gemini AI right into the fabric of the iPhone. Then, almost instantly, details start leaking about the device. OpenAI is scrambling, accelerating its plans to build its very own hardware. Now let me tell you, that is no coincidence. One of these events directly caused the other.
All right, let's unpack that first move, the Apple-Google deal. A lot of people were scratching their heads. I mean, Apple, the company that guards its ecosystem like a fortress, partnering with its old rival Google? And why pick Gemini over the much more famous ChatGPT? Well, the answer, as it so often is, comes down to two things: power and distribution.
Just try to wrap your head around this number. 2 billion. That's how many active devices Apple has out there. There is simply no other distribution channel on this planet that even comes close. It's a club you can't buy your way into, you can't build your way into. You either get an invitation to come inside, or you are left out in the cold. Google just got the golden ticket. OpenAI didn't. And you better believe Apple set the terms of that invitation very, very carefully. They made sure they keep all the user data private, they keep total control over the user experience, and, crucially, they partnered with a company that isn't a direct threat to their core business, selling hardware. All of Google's powerful AI gets funneled through Apple's own system, this private cloud compute, which basically means Apple stays the ultimate gatekeeper. And this is where you really see who won the day. The difference is just stark. Gemini is becoming structural. It's being built deep inside, becoming part of Siri's core brain. It's going to be the default. ChatGPT, on the other hand, it's just an optional add-on, a little helper you have to go out of your way to ask for. In the tech world, believe me, defaults are power, and Apple just handed all of that power to Google.
So, imagine you're OpenAI. You just lost out on the single most valuable distribution deal in the history of consumer AI. You're cornered. If you can't get inside Apple's fortress, well, you're going to have to build your own kingdom. And that one decision explains every single thing that happened next.
Say hello to Project Sweet Pea. This is OpenAI's secret countermove. It's an audio-first wearable, but please don't think of it as just another fancy earbuds. Its mission is so much bigger than that. The goal here is to bypass the smartphone entirely and build a brand new platform where OpenAI and only OpenAI is in control.
I mean, just look at the guts of this thing. We're talking a smartphone-class processor, a custom chip designed to do things your iPhone normally does. The cost to build it is so high that insiders have said it looks more like a phone than earbuds. This isn't some fun little accessory. As the slide says, it's a bet the company's survival play.
And get this, their internal sales targets are just extreme. OpenAI is reportedly aiming to sell 40 to 50 million of these things in the first year. That is not a cautious product launch, folks. That is a company pushing all its chips to the middle of the table because it feels like it has no other choice.
So why? Why this desperate, incredibly risky push into hardware? To get that, we need to zoom out and look at the real prize. This was never just about making better chatbots. The real war is for something much, much more fundamental.
Think about how we interact with AI. It's evolving. We started with text, right? Chatbots. Then we moved to audio, with assistants, like Siri. But the next frontiers, and these are the most important ones, are vision and spatial awareness. We're talking about an AI that can actually see and understand the physical world around you. That is the future Apple is building.
And this is the missing piece. This is why Apple chose Google. Gemini's real superpower isn't just chatting. Its core strength is what's called multimodality, the ability to process and reason about what it sees and the physical space it's in.
And that is exactly the kind of tech Apple is going to need to power its next big thing, like the smart glasses we expect to see around 2027.
So there it is. The board is set. Apple has locked down its ecosystem, Google has secured incredible distribution, and OpenAI is now forced to try and build its own kingdom completely from scratch. So what does this new battlefield actually look like?
Let's just quickly recap where everyone stands. Google, almost overnight, becomes the most widely distributed AI on the planet. Apple keeps its absolute iron-fisted control over its fortress. And OpenAI, the company that kicked off this whole revolution, is now on the outside looking in, desperately building a hardware escape hatch. And this really gets to the core of it all. The next great tech war isn't about who has the smartest model in a chat window. No, it's a war for your senses. It's a battle for the audio you hear, the vision you see, your attention, and the entire context of your life. That, right there, is the ultimate prize.
Which leads us to the final, critical question, one that could very well define the next decade of our lives. Who do you put your money on? Do you bet on the unstoppable force of Apple's ecosystem, now supercharged with Google's AI? Or do you bet on the disruptive, risky potential of OpenAI trying to build an entirely new platform from the ground up? I would really love to know what you think. Who wins this war? Drop a comment below and let me know. And hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, please think about subscribing, leaving a like, and sharing it with someone who might find it interesting. Thanks so much for watching.